Bien le bonsoir. Bon, ce soir, le Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase. Je vous ai mis en attendant la présentation de Starfield qu'ils nous ont fait il y a 2 jours là. Alors à ce qui paraît, ça va durer 1h30 leur connerie. Hein. Alors vous le savez, moi j'attends comme un fou GoldenEye. Mais je commence à douter. Je commence à douter fortement. Je me demande même si ce soir on l'aura. J'ai des gros doutes. Je pense qu'on l'aura pas ce soir. J'ai peur que ce soir soit de la merde en réalité. J'ai peur que ce soit vraiment un raid folle mais pendant 30 minutes, tu vois. Le truc que personne n'a envie. Même pas eux. Moi je m'attends à ça. Et GoldenEye, en fait, je pense qu'il sera annoncé lors du Nintendo Direct. Car oui, je pense qu'il sortira aussi sur la Switch. Alors je suis peut-être naïf, hein. Mais j'ai des doutes. J'ai des doutes que ce soir soit intéressant. Après, j'espère me tromper, évidemment. Attendez, je vais mettre le ventilo. C'est chaud. Voilà. Alors il y a Jacoby Johnson sur le chat qui nous dit Halo Infinite. Ah, s'il pouvait en finir avec Halo, à l'huile. Qu'est-ce que je peux nous mettre comme musique en attendant? Là on a Surface. Est-ce que vous allez reconnaître? Ah, celle-là elle est facile, hein. Donc derrière on voit Starfield avec son trailer à 25-30 fps. Dun, dun, dun. Quang, 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 quang. Quang, quang, quang. Dun, 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 dun. Je vais nous mettre... allez, peut-être une des meilleures aussi. Pourquoi ça me fout ma barre de tâches là? Voilà. Ah, c'est parce que j'appuie sur ça, c'est ça? Non, je sais pas, bizarre. Eh, la musique, ça rend tout de suite Starfield plus intéressant, hein. Ça rend le Starfield plus intéressant d'un coup là. Avec cette musique, je l'achète, hein. Enfin, je dis ça, mais oubliez pas que Starfield, ça c'est un truc de fou, il est dans le Game Pass en Day One, hein. C'est quand même une dinguerie ça, hein. Par contre, il a quand même des chutes sur ce jeu, c'est incroyable, des chutes de FPS. Et ça colle trop bien avec le jeu en fait. C'est marrant parce que les ennemis ils ont l'IA des ennemis de GoldenEye. voilà James Bond. Les animations faciales font vraiment peur, hein, les gars. Les animations faciales font vraiment peur. Je suis en train de me rendre compte qu'en fait la musique elle est peut-être ultra forte. On va la baisser un petit peu. Je la baisse quand c'est la fin de la musique. Un intellectuel. Bah allez, évidemment. Dun, 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 dun. Comme ça, on va pouvoir faire le niveau en moins de 2 minutes 05 pour débloquer le cheat code. Salut Xenocloud. Allez, on y croit à des surprises. Putain, j'espère que c'est pas juste... J'espère vraiment que c'est pas juste les jeux qu'on a déjà vus, quoi. J'espère qu'il y aura des surprises, hein, putain. J'espère vraiment qu'on aura des surprises. Salut, c'est Kai. Si c'est du gameplay de jeu montré l'autre jour sans gameplay, pourquoi pas? Bah ça va être ça, c'est ce qui me fait peur, c'est qu'en fait on n'aura pas de surprise, putain de merde. Et moi je veux mon GoldenEye. Donnez-moi mon GoldenEye, bande de cons. Ah. Gardez vos Starfield, gardez vos Elder Scrolls 6 et filez-moi GoldenEye. Et gardez vos vilaines frites. Des news sur TES6 et un nouveau Doom. Bah, c'est possible. Alors, je sais que je vais me faire insulter. Hein. J'ai lancé Doom, le reboot qu'ils ont fait. J'aime pas. J'aime pas. En fait, si vous voulez, je comprends pas le principe du jeu qui est de te faire tourner en rond dans des niveaux labyrinthiques de merde pour trouver des cartes pourries. Alors, vous allez me dire, oui, c'était ça à l'époque avec le premier Doom, certes. Mais c'est chiant en fait. Moi, je veux de l'action frénétique. Je veux pas que mon action, qui est vachement cool, vachement agréable, qui demande du réflexe, qui est vraiment prenante, soit interrompu pour que je cherche une carte comme un con pendant 15 minutes dans un niveau de merde. Du coup, j'ai rage quit Doom à cause de ça. C'est dommage, hein, parce que les combats, j'adorais, hein. Oh, peut-être que Doom Eternal est un peu moins dans ce délire-là et un peu plus dans l'action débridée, et j'espère... Enfin... pour moi, ça a été la douche froide, hein. Avec tout le bien que j'en ai entendu parler, Doom... Alors oui, certes, les combats sont excellents, oui. Mais putain, me fous pas dans des niveaux... Alors, en pleine action frénétique, me fous pas des conneries de cartes à chercher en 2000... enfin, là, en l'occurrence, en 2022, mais même en 2016, quand c'est sorti, quoi. Bon, on va être parti. J'arrive. Je vous mets le live. Check. Voilà. Tu n'aimes pas chercher aussi. Bah évidemment que je... Mais pas dans un jeu aussi débridé où l'action elle est aussi jouissive. Ça te casse tellement le jeu. Alors qu'il y ait des moments calmes et tout ça, je veux bien, y a pas de souci. Mais tourner en rond pour une putain de carte jaune... Ah. Allez, on est parti. On croise la bite pour GoldenEye. Hein.
We are a small snippet of Squanch Games, and we are here to tell you how excited we are to be a part of the Microsoft Games Show Extended.
Game Showcase Extended.
You know, Game Showcase Extended. What's the need for the extended? Why add that extra word?
It's
Like, is there one that's not extended? And that's why?
We're getting nods. There is a not extended one. Okay.
And that one's just called without the extended.
So that's just called
There's the normal one.
Alors moi je vous le dis, si on a des blagues à la con toute la soirée, ça va être compliqué, malgré son t-shirt magnifique de Return of the Living Dead. Les sous-titres, allô, allô. Les sous-titres, allô. Xbox, les sous-titres. On se la joue à la Hooper. Xbox, les sous-titres, allô. Allô, bah tiens. Ouais, bon, virez-moi ça. Moi je veux pas ce qu'il y a dans 12 mois. Je veux GoldenEye maintenant. Je veux GoldenEye maintenant. Donnez-moi mon GoldenEye, bordel de con. À tes souhaits. Bon, j'espère que vous êtes en double écran et que vous êtes en train de jouer à des vrais jeux en attendant, hein, parce que là...
Welcome to Xbox Games Showcase Extended. I'm Aaron, this is Malik, and we have the honor of diving deeper into some of the most exciting and talked about announcements, as well as gameplay from the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase just 2 days ago. For the first time ever, the entire showcase was focused on games you can play over the next 12 months.
That's right, Aaron. You saw world premiere gameplay from Redfall and
Des surprises, dites qu'il y aura des surprises, bande de cons.
Pete Hines right here to tell us more. You'll hear from the renowned
Putain, elle a des cheveux, on dirait un gâteau, elle. Un gâteau au chocolat, vous savez, là.
Our history untold. Dive into Naraka Blade Point with our partners at NetEase Games and so much more.
But first, we begin with a special look at how our fans got to celebrate the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase with a message from our very own Phil Spencer.
Oh là là là, mais on s'en fout. Oh non. Oh là 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 là. Au secours. Oh là 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 là. Oh là là là, 110
I
kilos.
love coming to events like this. You can just feel the energy, people loving to come together as a community, their love of video games, the Xbox fans. Just a really special time for everybody, myself included. Gaming has this unique ability to bring people together, whether it's saving the world from the aliens or winning
No.
a football game. It's so great.
Ah, par contre, là, je sais pas si vous avez fait gaffe. J'ai eu l'impression qu'ils avaient mis sur les stands les manettes qu'ils ont fait pour les personnes handicapées. Alors c'était peut-être juste les Xbox Series S. C'est possible.
Yeah, you know, I think this is our biggest lineup ever in terms of just diversity of different kinds of games from different kinds of teams, different genres.
Salut Django. Ah bon, qui c'est qui le lance aussi?
It's important to us. We not only have all the games coming from our internal studios, but also great independent game developers that we worked with around the world. So could not be more excited for what we're doing with Kojima.
Allez, dites-nous qu'il y aura des surprises. Ah oui, c'est vrai, au fait, la dernière fois, j'ai complètement oublié de parler de Kojima. Hein. Ça, c'est le genre de truc... C'est le genre de truc où tu te dis, mais le mec, il vient pour te dire qu'il va t'annoncer un truc, quoi. Bordel de merde, mais ferme ta gueule dans ce cas, tu viens pas. Oh. Salut Asmo, salut Nounette. Ah, c'est Valheim, ça, non? C'est comme tout à l'heure, mais tout à l'heure c'était énorme. Assassin's Creed là, ils ont fait un live d'Assassin's Creed célébration. Et dans ce live, bonjour, revenez nous voir en septembre, on vous fera une annonce pour la suite. Mais vous foutez de notre gueule ou quoi? Alors moi je suis pas du tout joueur d'Assassin's Creed. Cela dit, j'ai lancé Origins il y a 2 ou 3 jours là, ou plutôt 4 jours je dirais. Et c'est pas si mal en fait cette connerie, dis donc. Putain, je suis allé dans une pyramide, c'était énorme, Après ça vole pas très haut hein, en termes de gameplay, mais franchement c'est sympa hein. Ok, Valheim dans le PC Game Pass. Donc ça fait partie des jeux qu'ils avaient pas montré la dernière fois.
Bethesda opened the showcase with a dramatic gameplay demo for Redfall and closed it with Todd Howard showing us how deep the rabbit hole goes on Starfield. And we also got a sneak peek at upcoming expansions for Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76.
On s'en fout.
Breaking it all down for us is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Pete Hines from Bethesda.
Oh la vache!
How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you.
Il a envie de lâcher une pêche lui.
So about a month ago, you all
Regardez comme il la retient là.
both Redfall and Starfield. So I wanted to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about the decision-making process for that.
Absolutely. Look, with all the time that goes into a game, it would be foolish to rush it out the door before it's ready. I think we have continued to sort of examine how we think about games and making sure that they are going to meet our players' expectations. Obviously, the last 2 years have really challenged us from a development standpoint.
Pas Redfall!
Now largely remotely, while a lot of our folks are not back in the office, and that has an impact. I also think we've been thinking about things like release dates and when do we give those out, and how do we make sure we give one out that we actually hit and don't have to change later. So It's not something we undertake lightly, but at the end of the day,
Asmo qui me dit que les DLC sont vachement bien.
What Bethesda fans expect is a high quality game, and we want to do everything we can to give our teams the time to fully realize the games they're making.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's all about, right? Like delivering an amazing experience for the players out there. And so,
n'empêche que Assassin's Creed Origins,
how the showcase started with
Sounds good.
Redfall.
en fait, il est dans le Game Pass, quoi.
Arcane's making the game, and I want you to talk a little bit about the pedigree of Arcane, just in case people don't know.
Sure.
These folks over there, they're doing their thing.
Arcane Studios is known for really amazing, immersive sims. They do any number of things. If you play games of theirs, Dishonored 2, Prey, there's a lot of common threads you'll find in them.
Et Arc Satalis, il l'oublie. Arc Satalis
A big part of their game is when you're in Dunwall,
d'Arcane.
on a space station and Prey, that it feels believable. There's a reason why things are the way they are. They're also big believers in systems-based as opposed to scripted. So they really embrace player freedom and sort of giving players the tools to decide, you figure out how you want to complete this mission or get through this area. We're not going to tell you how. We're just going to give you tools and then give you the freedom to go and do. But, there's great characters and interesting story. They bring a lot of different elements. And
mais Assassin's Creed Origins, enfin,
And that's what it's all about.
C'est pas un gros spoil, mais je suis arrivé assez récemment à Alexandrie et je trouve, artistiquement, je trouve que c'est dingue. Je suis, mais genre, je marche dans la ville. Je marche dans la ville tellement je trouve ça fou. Artistiquement, je trouve ça dingue. Alors des fois je me fais attaquer, je sais pas pourquoi, des fois je passe à côté de garde, il m'attaque pas, d'autres fois il m'attaque, va comprendre. Le jeu est un peu con, l'écriture est un peu à chier, mais franchement, le dépaysement il est tellement ouf que ça passe. Et le gameplay il est sympa aussi, hein. C'est pas un gameplay révolutionnaire, mais franchement il est sympa. Après c'est quand même un peu du tir au pigeon. Sans déconner, tu te fous dans les hautes herbes, tu siffles, les mecs ils arrivent, tu les abats un à un, quoi. Loul. Alors la conférence, a priori, dure 1h30. Oh, je vais pas tenir 1h30, les gars.
You almost are going to want to try and play Redfall a couple of different ways. You might want to play it by yourself a little bit, play it with others, and it's a game that allows you to do either or both of those things, however you see fit.
I'm glad you talked about playing with friends because I'm taking applications for friends to help me get through Redfall.
Can I put my name on that list? I'm down to a little...
It'd be an honor. Pete,
keep me on that list.
All right,
we need to go explore Redfall together.
I'm excited. I can't wait for that. And so let's talk a little bit more about the game. Now, between the trailer that we saw last year at the reveal, as well as this one that we just saw, I feel like Redfall reminded players of other.
On va pas l'avoir notre GoldenEye. On va pas l'avoir.
What makes Redfall unique?
Eh tiens, je vais changer le titre du jeu qui présente, je vais mettre Redfall, tiens. Tout le monde s'en branle de Redfall. On va mettre ça.
You might look at Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood or any of these things and go, oh, I see multiple characters facing a bunch of enemies, and so it's the same game. But I think that would be doing a disservice, that it's all of the things that take place in between the combat as well as the combat itself, sort of combining different.
Je pense que l'an prochain, on ne se fera pas avoir. Si un Xbox Extended, ils se le mettront au cul. Si dans 30 minutes ils annoncent GoldenEye, je dirais que c'est la meilleure conférence ever. Hein. Je vous préviens. La mauvaise foi sera présente.
Again, allowing the players not to say, here's a set of rules and you can only use, no, here's just some stuff that you can go off into this amazing sort of dynamic, ever-changing world and sort of experience.
Qu'est-ce que les gens ils en pensent, tiens?
You come back the next day and it'll look and feel like a different experience, even though you're in the exact same part of the game. I mean, I think those are the kinds of things that our team does that really bring that sort of extra special element that makes their game so compelling.
Yeah, compelling and fresh. So I'm excited for Redfall, and you said it here for everyone to see that we're going to be playing together. So I'm going to.
S'ils avaient annoncé GoldenEye, ça aurait été dans la première conférence. Mais tais-toi donc!
Online. Now, I wanted to talk about the team philosophy because I hear
Il a raison.
The team is actually banned from saying things like "now is the perfect time to play."
Il a raison.
Saying is there's never been a better time to play a game. We all say that. Yes, games always get better. We know that. The thing that we love about where Elder Scrolls Online is going is their ability to continually refresh the experience for players, provide new experiences like going to High Isle, a place they've never been in an Elder Scrolls game. It does a lot of things like story and intrigue. There's a lot of politics in High Isle, different factions and the conflict that's going on there. And again, a way that you can jump in and play by yourself and experience it by yourself, even though it's an MMO. But the real special sauce of Elder Scrolls Online is our amazing community. They're so welcoming. They're so helpful. You know, if you need a little bit of help, if you need a lot of help, they're there for you to help explain, to to make sure you have a fun experience. And honestly, like that is such a huge part for an online game of creating an environment where anybody, no matter whether you just started playing or you've been playing for 8 years, can have a good experience.
Vous savez que l'an prochain, on va sûrement avoir un E3 qui peut potentiellement être assez dingo. Alors, un truc aussi que j'ai vu là passer ce matin, j'ai vu un logo pour Tactics Ogre Reborn, la série de tactical RPG de Square. Donc si ça se trouve, ils vont peut-être l'annoncer assez rapidement.
Like Bethesda Fallout, like no, we mean all Fallout, because what this series has done, what it meant to us as players when we went and played those games, played the original Fallout 2, and then what the franchise has become, and sort of growing and finding an even a new audience with Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 76 is something we really want to celebrate.
C'est quand d'ailleurs que Square Enix ils font un live là? Ils avaient dit qu'ils en feraient un.
With the pit and your ability to continue to push the boundaries in an online game of story and meaningful player choice, and as you're going along, making decisions that kind of
c'est le 16 juin. Dans 2 jours, c'est la nuit du 16 au 17 à minuit. Le Final Fantasy VII 25e anniversaire celebration.
We want to give the fans more of what they want and the kind of experiences that they want. And where Fallout 76 is now is truly remarkable when you go back and look at sort of where we were and how far we've come, and honestly how much cool stuff is in store in the pit. It's going to be super fun.
Excited to jump in, and again, that's one of those.
Sachant qu'ils vont montrer que 10 minutes. Hein. Le Square Enix là, ils vont faire un live qui durera que 10 minutes.
What they do for each other, to support other folks in the community, what they have done to raise funds for worthwhile causes.
Et bon, ça se trouve, ils vont faire comme Ubisoft avec Assassin's Creed. Hein. Rendez-vous en septembre, on vous montrera un truc. Hein. Ou Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma, cela dit, ce sera le 16 aussi.
All right, so let's talk about it. Starfield ended the show. I gotta say, watching the trailer, breathtaking. It's one of those things from different locations, and just seeing the difference between that moon versus the populated city.
Le trailer de Starfield était breathtaking. Il m'a coupé le souffle, tout était incroyable. Les graphismes de 2013, les FPS à la Nintendo 64, les animations d'un jeu Xbox 360, les combats d'un jeu PlayStation 2, c'était incroyable.
What kind of game you want to play and what kind of experience you want to have, because that's what this game is about. It's not us.
Vous allez avoir des grosses barres qui vous indiquent que vous avez gagné 3 points d'XP toutes les 2 secondes à l'écran qui vont vous péter au visage. Incroyable, du jamais vu.
Completely explore and say, yeah, but you don't have to. Like, it's entirely up to you to figure out what is fun for me. Do I want story? Do I want to join factions? Do I want to, build outposts and gather resources?
Donc il y a des factions.
Cool stuff. The team really puts all of those tools.
Non mais après je troll, mais il m'intéresse. Je troll, mais il m'intéresse le Starfield.
Tell the story of Starfield, which is your story, which is going to be different than mine, which is going to be different than everybody else's, and I think that's really where the magic of the Game Studios game happens.
Speaking about the scope of everything, Todd said that this is what an epic RPG is. What does Bethesda define an epic RPG as?
I think, again, it's sort of leaning into... Look, there's a lot of folks who take a lot of...
Qu'est-ce qu'un RPG selon Bethesda? C'est un RPG qui est fini par les fans, généralement.
Pushes themselves to the most freedom and least limitations, right? Where the items in the world are all real things. You walk into a store and there's a bunch of weapons or whatever. Like, that's not just art on a countertop. Like, you can pick those
Django
up.
qui disait, moi je ferai le live après du coup. Et il en a déjà marre. Bon, je vais peut-être lancer le live d'ici 15-20 minutes en fait. Vas-y, je viens avec toi.
I wonder what happens if, and then they try it, and then they get to see like, oh my lord, chaos ensued, and it was insanity. Everybody was shooting at me, and like that's, I think, the beauty of Bethesda Game Studios, and the number of ways that they push for you to explore that. Right? It's not just one. It's you could spend thousands of hours doing nothing but shipbuilding and like focus that.
Je t'aime. On va pas rester fâché, hein?
Exploring every planet and finding all of
Je m'en bats les couilles de impôts, moi. Tu les baisses, tu les baisses pas, je m'en bats les noix.
So that I kind of get to see stuff, and I might stop here and there. Oh, there's a cool side quest that I got, but you know, I want something that sort of leads me through because I'm a little, you know, it can be a little daunting to say you can go do whatever I want. Like, ooh, I don't know what I should do. So some folks want a little bit of a guided path or to
Salut gamer. Tu rejoins la conférence ultime de l'année là. On s'amuse. Des nouvelles incroyables. Dino Crisis 3, le remake de GoldenEye, Resident Evil 9. Alors là, ils nous ont pondu que des trucs de fou depuis 30 minutes. Incroyable. Breathtaking. Starfield, c'est incroyable, du jamais vu. Moi, j'ai vu No Man's Sky avec du budget.
We talk about that a lot, that sort of water cooler moment. Exactly. Of like you come in the next day and you talk to everybody about what you did and you were like, wait, I did that quest, but I did this completely different thing, and you sort of start to appreciate.
Voulez-vous taper une barre? Il y a un mec qui bossait chez JV.com, qui a bossé ensuite chez Bungie avec Destiny et Pion. Le mec, il nous a fait un thread sur Twitter pour nous dire « Mais arrêtez de vous plaindre s'il y a 1000 planètes et qu'elles sont vides, c'est génial !» Dans les jeux, qu'il y ait du vide, c'est absolument incroyable, c'est génial qu'il y ait du vide. Mais putain, mais le vide, c'est ce qu'il y a entre ton oreille gauche et ton oreille droite, c'est pas possible. Le mec qui se disait sans trembler des genoux, si le jeu a 1000 planètes et que c'est vide, bah c'est vachement bien. Parce que du coup, quand tu vas trouver un truc, eh ben ce sera incroyable. Mais le mec, lâchez-le dans le Sahara et foutez un Leclerc à 70 km et laissez-le marcher pour le trouver. Il va être heureux, le gars. Comment on peut sortir des conneries pareilles?
There's always bad people, they, you know, shooting at you. Sometimes you got to return fire, and there's a lot of fun to be had there. And so, you know, providing a lot of different skills that sort of determine how good you are in combat, combined with all the different weapons in the game, and then you layer in ship combat.
Alors après, faut pas aller dans l'excès inverse. C'est-à-dire que si tu me fous, on va dire, une zone où tous les 2 pas, il y a un mec qui va me dire « Hey, j'ai une quête pour toi! Ah, il y a une activité géniale à faire! Ah, c'est super, regarde ce qui se passe! » Là, t'as envie de lui dire « Ferme ta grande gueule aussi, tu vois. Il faut un petit peu un entre-deux, les gars.
There's so much behind it. Can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, like every ship is customizable to the nth degree and not just like...
Ah, ça a l'air d'être cool.
I want my ship to look like this or look like that, though obviously that's totally a thing that you could do if all you care about is cosmetics. But it goes much deeper than that in terms of like what kind of shields you have, what kind of weapons you have.
On va pouvoir faire le vaisseau de Kingdom Hearts.
What do you want it to be good at? What trade-offs are you willing to make or not? And then the other part of it is, of course, well, you can't just like, it's a spaceship. Those aren't cheap. So you have to figure out, like, how am I going to do this? Where do I get the resources to build this stuff? What kind of, you know, skills do I need to level up to improve different parts of my ship beyond, you know...
Alors, encore une fois, hein, je redis ce que j'ai dit lors de la conférence de Xbox il y a 2 jours quand ils ont présenté Starfield. C'est un jeu que tu ne peux pas présenter en live, ce Starfield. Il va falloir qu'on le juge quand on va y jouer. C'est quand on va aller sur 1 ou 2 planètes qu'on pourra se dire « Ok, ce jeu va être bien » ou « Ce jeu va être merdique ». Là, sur une présentation comme ça, c'est impossible qu'il te donne envie. J'ai confiance, hein. Je pense que le jeu sera très bon. Mais on verra. N'oubliez pas, n'oubliez pas qu'il sera sur le Game Pass. Oh là 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 là.
大家好，我是永劫无间制作人关磊。
We are glad to
Pizza.
share Naraka Blade Point, a unique online multiplayer action game with players all around the globe. As a NetEase studio, 24 Entertainment is joining hands with Microsoft to bring Naraka Blade Point to consoles for the first time. You could play the game on Xbox Series X and S, as well as Windows next week. We're also joining Xbox Game Pass, a platform with a huge player base and a vast, bright future. Naraka has been so well received on the PC platform. I am so grateful to the players for their love and support.
Tout à l'heure, j'ai dit Dino Crisis 3, Loul. En fait, il existe déjà Dino Crisis 3 d'ailleurs sur Xbox. Hein. Non, Gamer Oldies, tout à l'heure, ils nous ont annoncé Dino Crisis 4, je voulais dire. Dans mes rêves. Dans mes rêves.
You've got a wealth of melee and ranged weapons to choose from, and a vast map filled with interactive elements to explore. Perhaps you'll engage your foes in samurai combat, katanas at the ready, or maybe you'll use Persian assassin techniques and strike from afar. With your grappling hook, you can fly between temple walls and across bamboo forests with ease. Beyond solo endeavors, you can also party up with friends and use group tactics to flatten your foes. That's Naraka's underlying design philosophy, that you're unchained and have the freedom to choose how you play. Collect soul jades to change how you play, transform your katana strikes, and make your cannon a weapon of mass destruction. Each hero can be customized too. Whether you want to rush into battle as a berserker warrior,
Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette merde?
cast fireballs as a sorcerer, the choice is yours. We can't forget to mention our unique face customization system too. You'll never need to worry about running into a doppelganger on the battlefield, because you're able to edit your hero's features to your heart's content. You can even recreate your favorite faces.
Je suis nul. Ah ta mère, je suis nul.
We're introducing a brand new weapon.
Loul. Ah là ça va, je peux m'en sortir là.
With the Xbox and Game Pass editions. Twin blades strike with the speed of a raging tempest and sweeping blows. We've seen similar weapons in other games.
Mais comment on joue là-haut?
It comes with a style all its own. Charging up strikes is usually a high-risk, high-reward move. With the twin blades, you can charge up while moving and keep your momentum as you unleash a flurry of combos on foes. Since its release, Naraka Blade Point has launched its own faction clash game mode with Omni's Nightmare and the thrilling limited-time mode Shadow Surge. There have been many casual modes to play as well, but our community has eagerly asked for a campaign mode. We're always listening to our player base, and we're happy to announce that the wait is over. Players will see the first chapter of our campaign mode. Form teams of 3 to take on new enemy types and massive bosses. Disarming a boss won't be as easy as disarming another player though. PvP and campaign mode are two entirely different games. Further campaign chapters.
Ah là 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 là. Il y en a un là, il y en a un là, c'est sûr.
We are also working on an Xbox One version and hope to see more players join Naraka later this year. Naraka is launching on Xbox Series X and S and Windows Store on June 23rd, and it's included with Game Pass.
Bon, 1, 2, 3, là il faut pas y aller, hein. Là faut pas y aller, là faut pas y aller.
Naraka Blade Point.
快来体验我生无拘吧。
History is filled with moments of great.
Alors ce jeu, il est intriguant quand même lui.
Some well known, some.
Alors c'est un nouveau titre. Hein.
But what about the history that could have been if you were its architect?
Il est assez intriguant ce jeu-là.
How would you reshape the world? What new stories would you tell? And when your people speak, would you listen? How would you lead them in this new world?
Ah ouais, ce sera dans le Game Pass, c'est Kai.
History is filled with moments of greatness, but these will be yours.
It's your world now. Ara. Ça a l'air d'être intéressant. Alors faites attention, vous voyez en bas, c'est exclusivement sur PC, a priori. Hein. Donc sur le PC Game Pass. Ah, le retour du Brownies. Mais sans déconner, elle a une tête, ses cheveux on dirait un gâteau. Her face of the lady, not this one, not the tête d'œuf, another lady, she looks like a cake. Regarde-moi ça. Elle a une tronche de cake, littéralement. You'll see her hair and
Now,
it's yellow there. It's like
strategy game, but the vision behind art
looks like a
is
cake.
so ambitious. So tell us more about it, and also for those who are new to Oxide Games, we would love to hear more about the studio as well.
J'ai envie de la tremper dans mon café.
Oxide Games was founded 9.5 years ago in my basement, actually, from the development leads of Civilization 5. And our goal is to push strategy games to the next level.
And what's really great about working on a new IP,
Dès qu'on parle de Civilization 4, moi je suis hypé les gars.
And so the sky really was the limit, and we got to really take the genre to a new space. And we really hope that not only will fans of strategy games like this, but people who've never played a strategy game before will find something they love as well.
You're absolutely taking it to the next level. I think I saw like a drone was in like the 18th century or something.
Dark Jack Candy, je suis pas fan des shows à l'américaine. Je suis pas fan des shows de merde. Que ce soit à l'américaine, où ils font des interviews comme ça à la con, avec leur tasse de café, ou que ce soit à la japonaise, où ils te font du blabla de merde, mais pendant 3 heures littéralement. Putain, on est des joueurs, on veut du jeu. Arrêtez de nous casser les couilles avec le reste.
So what are different kinds of choices we can bring to the player so that when you play it's different than when I play, and yet we can both be competitive together? How can we do things to really impact agency and expression and really let you express your values and your play styles through the different mechanics in the product?
And Dan, what about you? How does the vision impact the overall experience?
So one of the big things that we've been working on is what we call the living world. We wanted the expression of the game to manifest itself in a way that feels authentic and cool. So we spent a lot of effort on making sure that the choices that you make are expressed in a visual way. And so you're going to see your citizens doing things that reflect the choices that you've made. And this is actually really challenging. So one of the goals when we founded Oxide was to not have to tell the designers, no, you can't do that thing. And so the game is obviously huge. It's just massive. And so it was a very large technological constraint from doing something like that. But we have our own proprietary engine that allows us to really bring this alternate Earth to life.
I think that's the beauty, right? Because in history,
ah, il monte le jeu. Putain, on a vu 3 secondes.
You learn about stories. You learn about things that are probably brand new to your eyes. But the way that Ara helps you remix, reimagine, and rewrite history is a beautiful sight to see. And I'm excited to get my hands on it, and I'm sure everyone else is who's watching.
Ah bah tiens, c'est les déboulonneurs de statues qui vont être contents de réécrire l'histoire, hein, loul.
And when can we get our hands on it? Because I need it today.
So if you head over to the website, you can sign up for the Insider program, which will give you a chance to join the technical alpha and play the game later this summer, which is super exciting because we've been playing it, all the time, and so now you'll have a chance to play.
Dan, Michelle, thank you two so much for giving us the lowdown on.
Bon, là ils vont montrer Grounded.
Thanks for having us.
Grounded is finally leaving early access and moving into full release with a highly anticipated.
Les conférences style Square Enix derrière les pupitres. Non, au secours!
Dorabella from Obsidian Entertainment to tell us more.
Ah putain, c'est le live du sel là. Je suis salé ce soir les gars. Parce que je vais pas avoir mon GoldenEye, bordel de merde. Alors je suis salé. Ils nous ont mis les succès en ligne. Et en fait, je vais pas l'avoir.
The big one, of course, is going to be a complete game, and that means story, right? From beginning to end, you can play through, why are you here? Who put you here?
Bah, on se le demande. Pourquoi es-tu là? On se le demande. Oh putain de merde.
Originally, we really just wanted.
Mais ta sœur, je me suis fait niquer.
Hey, what if we did backyard survival? Everyone was like, yeah, that's a very unusual idea, but I think there's something there. One of the things that we did early on was establish the art style of Grounded. Things started coming to life as we did the initial prototypes and seeing some of the cool things, like the first time we added the spider into the yard, the reactions of people in the office.
Alors je sais pas si ça vous intéresse, un Grounded.
Screaming. The team is very small. It's the smallest team I've ever worked on at Obsidian. I wanted everyone
ça intéresse Gamer Oldies.
Design side of things. So I said everyone is a designer.
Alors il est dans le Game Pass.
And I think that extends into our community and how we're building the game in game preview and early access.
That's probably one of the big successes of the game is how close we work with the community and take all
Et a priori,
I think it's super rad.
For a game developer too, that is
a priori, comment ça s'appelle? Nintendo vont faire un Nintendo Direct en fin de mois. Soi-disant, fameuse rumeur à la con.
We're at that point now that the yard's getting finished, and now we can play through the story. There's a lot of surprises. There's a lot of things that I think players aren't going to expect. And I
think I know what you're talking about. I cannot wait.
Ouais, ils vont pas présenter Avowed, je pense pas.
I know a lot of players are just waiting for the story to be finished to finally jump into the game. People who played the game previously are also holding out for more content. I think it's just going to pull a lot of people back in and gain a lot of new players. So Adam, we have the Broodmother from last year. It was our first big boss. And then we came out with a bunch of mini bosses like Termite King and the Assistant Manager. But in this trailer, we're showing players the Mantis. What can they expect from this?
So we're super excited to finally show off the Mantis. I know that's been a big ask from players that they want to see a praying mantis in the game.
They've been asking for this for a long time. Do we have anything else that the players can get excited about?
The mantis is just a little tease of one of the new boss
En soi, aujourd'hui, il n'y a toujours pas d'intérêt à s'acheter une Xbox Series. À la limite, si vous n'avez pas de Xbox One, la Series S, c'est un bon compromis. Mais il n'y a aucun intérêt aujourd'hui à prendre une Series X.
That was already super crazy. And then we hit the next milestone of 10 million players still being Xbox.
Doubling it, right?
Yeah, in Xbox Game Preview Early Access.
That just goes to show that we have a fantastic game. Everyone's just so surprised at how much Grounded has grown.
I just hope that players and the community understand how important they are and impactful on this game with us.
We're so thankful for everyone's support along the way. It's been an amazing journey, and we're finally almost at the finish line, right?
Yeah.
And I think we wouldn't be here without our amazing community and all of the fan support.
I agree. Best community ever. Yeah.
So I got a call from my good friend York Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator. He told me it was imperative that I meet with him. So I'm in this helicopter, we're flying to this location, we're on our way, let's go.
Django, je suis exactement dans le même cas que toi. Je n'ai pas acheté de Xbox One, mais par contre, j'ai acheté la Series X.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming to DC, man.
No, thank you. What am I doing here?
Later. Let's get in. We don't have much time.
Oh, okay.
Ça aurait été énorme qu'ils fassent venir Tom Cruise là pour promouvoir leur jeu. Avec Top Gun Maverick.
That's where our contact is.
Are we headed towards Arlington?
It's still secret. I'm sorry.
York, what is this place?
Oh, you'll see. Let's go.
Putain, d'un Boeing et tout, c'est beau.
Wow, look at this place. Nick, how's it going?
Hello.
Paris, I would like to introduce Nick Partridge from the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum.
Tiens, prends mon Covid.
But this makes a lot of sense. I saw during the trailer there was a collaboration between the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum and Flight Simulator. Here we are at the National Air and Space Museum. So let's talk about that collaboration. Tell me more about that.
Well, Jorg and I have been talking for more than a year. He was looking for me, and it turns out I was looking for him to ask the same question, which was, don't you think that our organizations have a lot in common, dedicated to bringing flight to everyone? And
I was looking for the Spirit of St. Louis, which is in the Smithsonian ever since
Le coucou de Devil May Cry. Au secours.
Scan, which is what we'll feature in the 40th anniversary edition. But as Nick and I kept talking, it was very clear, you know, the world's foremost museum for air and space, the Smithsonian. Yeah. And Microsoft celebrating its 40th anniversary. It's a
Microsoft Flight Simulator, c'est quand même le jeu que vous pouvez jouer. Et d'ici, allez, là vous l'installez, dans moins d'une heure, vous volez au-dessus de chez vous, quoi. Loul. Mais littéralement. Et une astuce, vous pouvez jouer à Flight Simulator comme un jeu d'arcade, hein. Alors certes, à la base, c'est comme son nom l'indique un simulateur de vol avec plein de boutons et tout, mais vous n'êtes pas du tout obligé d'y jouer comme ça, hein. Si vous voulez y jouer comme vous jouez à Rogue Squadron, là, mais vous pouvez. Fallait 9 CD ou 12 CD, je sais plus, pour l'installer le jeu. Ça me rappelle un vieux jeu PC, c'était Phantasmagoria 2, Flash of Blood. Je crois qu'il fallait 7 CD pour l'installer le jeu.
You know, I keep saying amazing because this place is amazing, and just like Flight Sim, it just keeps going. So, what else is happening?
It does seem like we're going supersonic, like the Concorde here.
Tout ça pour vous dire pour Flight Simulator que c'est pas forcément un jeu chiant. Vous pouvez vous amuser dessus, hein, vraiment. Hein. Juste prendre votre avion, jouer en mode arcade et voler.
New everything. And as always, it's free. And check out this beauty. This is the Beechcraft Model 18. They call it the Twin Beach. It's a famous plane, and that's also launching today. And it's a great coincidence.
It's actually a huge coincidence. Jorg's been working on that Beechcraft since before we met, but it's a great example of how much we already had in common.
So Jorg, what can we expect the rest of the year from Flight Sim?
We have a ton of great things coming up. So today is World Update 10. We have 2 more World Updates, one in August and one in October. And then in November, we have the big 40th anniversary edition, which will be.
Ça a l'air chiant, faut vraiment être passionné, je pense. Non, mais non, justement. Vraiment, hein, si t'as l'occasion d'y jouer, si t'as le Game Pass. Après, si t'as le Game Pass sur PC, il faut quand même avoir un ordinateur de la NASA. Hein. Là, pour le coup, j'avoue que. Mais sans déconner, c'est très impressionnant. C'est extrêmement impressionnant quand vous y jouez avec la fibre.
For example, helicopters. Sober wrote a brand new fluid dynamic system to make all that work. And we're adding gliders, which is a completely different way to experience the planet. It's just you and the wind. And then the last one is it's the biggest deal for simmers, a brand new real-to-life airliner, the A310 from Airbus, by a brand new partner called Inibuilds, a great development team. In fact, of the 10 planes we're bringing, most of them are created in collaboration with third parties. So it's a really cool way for us to integrate with the creator community.
Now, how do I get this?
If you're on Game Pass, if you already own Flight Sim, the 40th anniversary edition is a free upgrade.
This has just been an incredible experience.
D'accord, donc le Flight Simulator 40e anniversaire, c'est une update gratuite.
Thanks for coming to DC. Paris, thank you Nick for the great collaboration with the Smithsonian and for kicking off the 40th anniversary edition of Flight Sim. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Mais c'est vrai que les gens qui sont passionnés d'avion, là, ils doivent vivre leur meilleure vie. Hein.
Today was a good day. But now, I have a need for speed. I'm headed to the danger zone, baby.
Ah! Énorme. Si, il y a Top Gun Maverick qui va... Putain, énorme.
Estamos aquí para disfrutar del mejor día de mi vida, el día de la Xbox, que estoy muy emocionado.
I came in Madrid just yesterday to be here in FanFest Xbox, and I'm so excited.
Oh là là, au secours.
En Madrid para ver nuevos juegos como Starfield, que yo personalmente le tengo muchísimas ganas.
Me ha encantado y no me lo podía perder. Este es un evento único.
Oh là là, au secours. Les mecs, ils applaudissent Kojima qui est venu pour rien. Oh.
Son experiencias únicas. Me ofrecen algo que no encuentro en otro lado.
Oh putain, les conventions qui puent les dessous de bras, là, c'est bon.
Y un cierre para un evento así, maravilloso.
Just the passion that people have. I feel very welcome.
High on Life.
Hey, we're just a snippet of Squanch Games, and we're here to talk about High on Life, our new action-adventure, comedy, Metroidvania, first-person shooter that is nothing at all, a little bit like Microsoft Excel.
All right, you're a bounty hunter now.
Ça, c'est pour Gamer Oldies.
My friends, they're Gatlians just like me.
Par les mecs qu'on fait Rick and Morty.
High on Life, pretty insane. There's a lot to talk about.
Let's dive in. So Justin, you're typically known for working in animation. What brings you into the world of games? Why are you in the world of games?
I'm obsessed with games, have been my whole life. Always had ideas, always had, things I would love to make, but just never thought I could ever step into that arena because I lack all the skills needed.
You don't know how games work.
Other than like creative direction, creative ideas, like other than that, I lack all the skills to execute.
But that's why, that's part of why you want to start Squanch, right? Is to be able to have an idea like that and let it grow to something amazing.
And to be able to be creatively free. I wanted to make games that I wanted to play. And that was sort of the spark that just lit the fire of Squanch Games. And then
mais moi aussi, Dark Jack, j'aime bien son t-shirt. Return of the Living Dead, les gars, si vous l'avez pas vu, c'est une comédie, c'est excellent.
This is like our real legit swing at like a proper, we're indie, but this is like our AAA, or is it triple I for indie?
We're triple I.
Yeah, this is a triple I.
Je crois qu'il est sur Netflix d'ailleurs.
The game mostly follows Earth being invaded by this evil criminal cartel of aliens who come in and kidnap humans and start selling them on the black market like they're drugs. And you're the one human who has to team up with a talking gun and stop them.
Cerveau.
It opens the
ah non, c'est sur Amazon Prime.
To that world that they're in.
Eric, can you tell us a little bit about the worlds of the game, the art style of the game, the visuals?
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time kind of constructing and creating these awesome alien worlds. Myself and Mikey Spano, who is our art director, him and I worked a ton on the sort of art.
Attendez, je suis en train de le chercher, il y est pas.
Kind of landed in this space, which was kind of Blade Runner meets the Muppets. So we're trying to capture that feeling.
Mais what? Il y est pas!
And then each world is its own kind of unique flavor, right? I think some of the ideas came from very kind of core thoughts. We want to have an awesome alien, drug-dense spa on an asteroid. And what makes me really excited is the sort of really clear.
Alors, il est pas sur Amazon Prime, il est sur la plateforme Shadows.
Human to drugs, talking guns. Ta-da.
So Alec, who are the guns? What's their deal?
The guns are these talking alien Gatlians. They're all shaped somewhat like a gun you'd find on Earth, but they've evolved to be just gun-like in their own way. And so this race of Gatlians each has their own unique personality, their unique set of abilities, and you're going to be rescuing them from this evil alien cartel, and together, you got to stop the bad guys.
And get more Gatlians.
Yeah, collect more Gatlians.
Yeah, a lot of players are going to have very different experiences depending on what gun they favor.
Yeah, you kind of pick your favorite companion to have out a lot and hear their dialogue, be part of different
C'est ça, c'est vraiment du Rick et Morty, c'est ça.
Yeah.
Look at us, blasting away!
And sometimes you can unlock the guns in a different order than another player has. So
That's
when you
right.
go back through a level, you'll see things that you would have been able to access if you'd done it in the other order.
That's
you
so
can come back.
That's a
Yeah.
huge one.
All right, so we've talked about this crazy good game that sounds amazing. Why should people be excited to play it?
As a studio, we are attempting to bring
Alors, il est en claquettes chaussettes, hein.
adult comedy
Enfin, en tongs
into
chaussettes.
video games.
Something I love about Squanch is we would put a lot of effort into things that a lot of other studios wouldn't even bother with, like a single small joke that 5 players might find.
Well, okay, now I can.
I love that stuff. I love like edge casing and like
It's what makes you remember a game.
yeah, like if a player's trying to break the game in a certain way and then you have an answer for that for them, that is like such a memorable and amazing moment. It's almost like watching TV, but the viewer's able to reach into the TV and poke a thing, and the character has to respond to that. And there's so much fun to be had for the
You can
most
skip
part.
it all. We worked really hard on it. If you want to skip it.
Yeah, if you want to just like miss out on like, you know,
Yeah,
some
if you're
of
like
the
a big
coolest...
dummy and you don't want to play the game at all, that's fine. We're not going to judge you. We're just going to be upset.
This is gonna be fun.
Oui, mais ça je veux. Mais là oui, mais ça je veux les gars. C'est dans le Game Pass. Hein. Putain, premier jeu qu'ils ont pas montré que exclusif là, dis donc. Mais là je prends les gars, je prends.
Pentiment is a narrative adventure game set.
Même si c'est du multi, ça fait chier que c'est du multi, mais je prends.
You play a character named Andreas Mahler, who is an artist working at a Benedictine abbey. He gets involved in a series of
L'un des meilleurs films d'horreur ever, hein, Massacre à la tronçonneuse. Aujourd'hui encore, regardez-le. Hein.
The name Pentiment, it is specifically referring to paintings in which there's an older painting underneath the painting that you see on the top. And if you scrape away the top layer, you see what was left behind. This has a bunch of significance. Obviously, you're playing a painter, but also it has a lot of significance to the idea of history kind of being covered and uncovered over time.
Ce Pentiment aussi, il a l'air d'être très intéressant. Hein.
When I saw narrative-driven games with really distinctive art styles, I was inspired to make a historical game that focused on the unique art style of the early modern period that was really driven by the relationships between characters and the stories that played out over time. Hannah Kennedy was really integral to defining the art style of Pentiment, especially blending the late medieval illuminated manuscripts with the early modern.
Des jeux comme ça, on n'en a pas tous les jours, donc ça fait plaisir.
Yeah, so there's a lot of major points to solve and kind of marry between wanting this to be a true to the history, true to the feel of the source material that we were referencing as far as the narrative, but also thinking about the types of games that were like what we imagined we wanted as far as a gameplay experience.
From the beginning, I knew that I wanted to portray a community that changed over time, which meant that characters are changing over time. That's really the focus of everything. The buildings do change, but really it's the characters where you see all the crazy stuff happen.
Kids that I had become attached to because it's a 4-year-old and we designed them to be a 4-year-old and then they're getting married and then I felt a weird like emotional reaction to that because I'm like, oh, baby's all grown up.
L'histoire de génération et tout, ça a l'air d'être...
I think the 16th century has always been really interesting to me because it was a time of such social upheaval in Europe.
Alors je pense que c'est un jeu qui sortira pas traduit, j'ai des doutes. Je suis vraiment pas sûr qu'il sortira traduit ce jeu. Et il a un stégosaure derrière lui.
Even though the setting might be different and the specific issues might be different, ultimately we always struggle with social change.
Donc PC et console.
He's putting on his bandana.
All right, let's do crime.
Such a bad idea.
All you had to do was keep your mouth shut.
I'm gonna override this.
Is your life mission to cause harm?
Et il joue
This is my favorite
en multi là, c'est ça?
With As Dusk Falls, what we're trying to do is to make a brilliant interactive experience for anyone who loves brilliant storytelling. So people who enjoy films, people who enjoy TV series.
Y a-t-il melon cette fille? Y'a la melon, merde!
With the people you love.
I think we should stick to the plan. Yeah, stick to the plan.
Ah, donc tu peux jouer aussi avec ton téléphone.
From TV shows, prestige shows like, you know, Breaking Bad, Fargo. I really love Dog
Comme
Day Afternoon.
comment il s'appelle ce jeu sur PS4 là? Alors attendez, je l'ai derrière. Attendez.
Every last one of them leaves in a body bag.
When you write for interactive stories, it's all about the stakes. You want big choices, the tentpole ones that everyone will remember from the chapter they played. But also you weave in the smaller stakes, the drama,
Hidden
like
Agenda
relationships. Are you
sur
gonna stay
PS4.
married? When you lost your job.
Je l'ai toujours pas lancé. Mais c'est un jeu qui a l'air d'être assez timbré de Supermassive. En gros, c'est un jeu qui vous oblige à avoir en plus un smartphone et une tablette pour jouer. Et je pense qu'ils partent un peu dans ce principe avec ce jeu-là.
I think you should at least listen to what I have to say.
In the first book, it's mainly structured around a hostage situation in a motel.
Typiquement le genre de jeu qui sont à faire avec des gens à côté de vous si vous voulez.
You want your wife to live? Answer and do exactly what I say.
Book 2 takes another approach entirely, and it's a chase across multiple states in the US.
There's nowhere else to run.
As Dusk Falls is an interactive show, but the important part here is the word interactive. The players are very much needed to help the character on their journey and decide what's going to happen.
D'accord, donc il y aura certainement une espèce de lancer de dés. Les joueurs vont faire des choix, il y aura un lancer de dés pour voir vers quoi on va, quoi.
You can replay it and then you get to like different story and different ending and
c'était des trucs qu'on retrouvait dans pas mal de jeux. Hein. Par exemple, on avait ça, pour parler d'un jeu que j'avais pas mal dosé à l'époque, Star Wars The Old Republic, le MMORPG. Bah c'était ça en fait, vous aviez des choix et c'était un lancer de dés.
I think for me, one of the really important things was that this art style could tell.
Ouais, c'est presque du JDR.
Stories. We want to take really beautiful, sort of subtle facial performances, really strong.
Alors ça dure 1h30 et ça commençait à 19h. Donc il y en a encore pour 30 minutes. Hein. Pile poil avant ton live, dis donc, Monsieur Gamer. Sur Pokémon.
Who weren't necessarily gays.
Bulbizarre.
Rather than your game. Everyone on a level playing field. You did well.
You share the same character. You discuss, you make decisions, and majority wins. It's like each player is like a voice in the character head.
Are you taking the money this time?
I am definitely not.
Take the cash. It's been a massive journey, and I can't believe we're just like so close, touching distance to this game.
Il y a eu le trailer de Massacre à la tronçonneuse. Je garde une lueur d'espoir pour GoldenEye, même si je vous avoue que c'est tombé de 70% entre le premier Xbox Show et maintenant, là je suis à 5%. Mais il y a toujours 5%.
Slimes are waiting for us in the new vibrant world of Slime Rancher 2.
Pourquoi le mec il parle comme s'il était en train de souffler dans une paille et dans un verre d'eau? C'est le stagiaire qui se noyait dans son coca, ouais, certainement, ouais. Bon, au moins, il montre vraiment du gameplay, là. Est-ce qu'on aura vraiment au moins un truc à retenir de ce putain de show là? Par le massacre à la tronçonneuse, on savait qu'il existait, mais c'est le premier trailer qu'on voit. Moi j'arrête toujours pas à comprendre, puisqu'on parle de massacre à la tronçonneuse, pourquoi ils ont pas fait un vrai survival horror dans l'univers de Hellraiser, bordel de merde. Il y a tellement à faire avec ça. C'est une licence, ils peuvent faire un truc. Mais que ce soit en jeu vidéo, bah pas en bouquin, parce qu'évidemment c'est un bouquin à la base, mais en jeu vidéo, en film, mais ils peuvent faire un truc de fou avec cette licence et ils font de la merde. Oh. Et il n'y a pas de jeu Hellraiser, quoi.
Alright, time to get going.
Oh.
In a while, put this in here. Australia. Passport. I need a passport. Where's my passport? Passport. Ah. Oh. No. All right. Where's my Uber? All right, let's go. Let's go. Oh.
Genre, il roule en Kia, lui. Vous vous foutez de ma gueule ou quoi? Ah, il va peut-être voter, c'est Jean Castex.
Welcome back to Melbourne. It is so great to be here in person. Get ready for the showcase.
Oh là 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 là. Oh.
Melbourne with FanFest.
I'm so excited to tell you all about Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels, the first expansion.
Oh putain, mais faut prévenir, hein.
So Mike, let's start with why the team decided to bring Hot Wheels to Forza Horizon 5's Mexico.
Our fans have been telling us for years about how much they loved Forza Horizon 3's Hot Wheels expansion. So we've been waiting for the right time to bring everyone another Hot Wheels adventure. Forza Horizon 5 presented the perfect opportunity to bring Hot Wheels to life like never before with the power of the Xbox Series X and S.
It really does sound like the perfect time for Forza Horizon and Hot Wheels. So I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about what to expect being
La vache, elle a des ongles, la meuf. Oh, elle peut pas taper au clavier, elle.
To visit the Hot Wheels Park, which is comprised.
Vous avez vu ça? Vous avez vu les ongles qu'elle a? C'est des griffes.
Most extreme tracks yet. Once there, you'll join the Hot Wheels Academy and set out to take on Forza Horizon's most extreme racing yet and prove yourself a Hot Wheels legend.
Let's go.
As well as the iconic orange Hot Wheels track, you'll take on new driving experiences across gravity-defying magnet tracks, as well as ice, water flume, and rumble tracks.
So we spoke loads about biomes in the build-up to Forza Horizon 5's launch. Are we expecting something similar in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as well?
Yes, so we're truly going to see the power of the Xbox Series X and S when we look at Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels' all-new biomes. The amount of detail and diversity that we can pack into the 4 new biomes is breathtaking. We have the rugged Giants Canyon, where you'll hear the growl of your engine bouncing back off the intricately detailed rock formations. The Ice Cauldron, where frozen tundra drips into the glistening molten lava. In Forest Falls, you'll see a tree canopy towering over epic waterfalls. And finally, the visually stunning and exhilarating Horizon Nexus, where the Horizon Festival is suspended.
C'est moi, elle vient de lâcher une caisse. Attendez.
And finally, the visually stunning and exhilarating Horizon Nexus.
Vous avez vu? Elle a lâché une caisse.
The Horizon Festival is suspended. Visually stunning and exhilarating.
Là.
Horizon Nexus, where the Horizon Festival is suspended.
Elle a lâché une caisse, la nana.
Share your creations with the entire community for players to discover and play. We are anticipating our community building an
comme nous, elle en a plein le cul.
Of new player-created Hot Wheels events that everyone will enjoy.
They all sound absolutely incredible, Mike, but I'm going to ask you the most important question in the room. Can you tell me a bit more about the cars?
Yes, so we have 10 new amazing cars coming to the pack, including 4 new Hot Wheels cars, which have been scaled up to real-life proportions. We have the Diora, the Bad to the Blade, the Baja Bone Shaker, and the Chevrolet Hot Wheels Copo Camaro. Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels introduces the most extreme tracks we've seen yet in Forza. So we've added some new extreme track toys and hypercars to go with them.
Love that.
I want to call out the Hennessy Venom F5 and the Mosler MT900 GT3. Their speed is unlike anything we've seen before.
So we know Forza Horizon 5 fans naturally love co-op, so how is that continuing in Hot Wheels?
So, in a first for Forza, you can join up with your friends and play from the very start of the experience in co-op. You and your friends will then take on a new campaign, moving your way up through faster and faster car classes until you unlock the extreme speed of X-Class and become a Hot Wheels legend. You can also choose to take on the world in Horizon Open or team up with your friends to take on a team of drivatars in the Horizon Tour.
Ooh, I absolutely love that. Final question now, though. When can we expect to play?
Yes, so Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels releases on July 19th on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Windows PC, and Steam.
Mike, thank you so much for joining me. This has been so much fun, and I cannot wait to play.
Oh oui! Oh non! Oh non, 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 non! Il arrive, notre con! Que c'est laid! Mais que c'est laid! Mais j'ai jamais rien vu d'aussi moche! Mais vous avez vu ça? C'est ignoble!
La jungle.
On n'a pas
rencontrer l'équipe des Perlimpinpin. J'ai mal et j'ai le cul tout rouge comme les babouins. Là, j'ai du mal à m'asseoir ce matin.
D'animal, va Kikimou, Kikimou, boo, boo.
Now onto our next block, unintended of course. Minecraft Legends is the action strategy take on the franchise you never knew you needed. I'm here with Dennis Rees from Mojang Studios, who has just released the world premiere trailer of Minecraft Legends. Dennis, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Malik.
So happy to have you. I mean, this is a really exciting time for the team. Let's talk Minecraft as a whole, though. That game, I have nothing to back this up, but I feel like everyone on the planet's played Minecraft at this point. But that wasn't enough for you all. You all went and made Minecraft Dungeons, and now we're moving on to the recently revealed Minecraft Legends. So one, tell me a little bit about what it means for the team to actually be able to reveal the game, and then two, just let us know what Minecraft Legends is.
Well, we are so excited to finally be able to talk about this game with the world. We've been working on this game for some time now. Minecraft Legends is an action strategy game. Is set in the Minecraft universe. And in order to build this, we really wanted to partner with a great company that understands strategy games. And so that's when we reached out to Blackbird Interactive. And in doing so, we were able to create an experience that is welcoming for people who may have not played Minecraft, but also people who have. And I mean, you're and traveling through these beautiful biomes, exploring this world that is familiar yet still mysterious. And so as you explore these lush biomes, you collect resources, and then you use those resources to build defenses from these dangerous but very cute piglins. And in those defensives, you're able to...
I'm looking forward to it, and I love what you said about trying to make a game that's both for fans of Minecraft that exist and new fans coming in. Minecraft can go in so many different directions, I feel like, with a new game. What made you choose action strategy?
Well, really, it was many years ago, as a group of folks at Mojang sitting around talking about what game genres they really enjoy. And action and strategy were the most popular ones that came up. And so we started to think about who we could partner with to build that experience. And that's where we came into Blackbird Interactive. And that was back in 2018. And, the project was codenamed Badger. And interesting little fact for many of those people that might follow Minecraft, if you go back to Minecon 2018 and you look at the shirt that Jens Berenson is wearing, you'll see a graphic on there, and it's in the shape of a badger head. And really, that was meant to be an Easter egg for years forward.
Tant qu'on est content, alors on se gratouille, on se tripatouille, on se fout du car, on est des fainéants. Pardon, j'en prends au couplet d'avant. Qu'est-ce qu'on se fait chier, et les autres aussi. Qu'est-ce qu'on s'emmerde, et qu'est-ce qu'on fait chier, c'est déjà ça de prix. Qu'est-ce qu'on est con, qu'est-ce qu'on on est vivant, tant qu'on est vivant on est. Alors on s'éboumonne dans nos saxophones, on se fout du temps, on est des mutants. Je reprends au couplet d'avant. Pardon, je reprends au couplet d'avant.
get to meet the real Master Chief. Experience here, out of this world. It was really cool to see. I'm gonna go get my nails done because they have a nail station and these things need to be painted.
Redfall looks dynamite, and come on, Diablo 4. Oh, it's so, why are you so gruesome? All bloody things. No, but it's great. I love it.
What a day we had today. Thank you, everybody, for showing up to Xbox Fan Fest Toronto. Had a lot of fun, saw a lot of games. Great experience overall. Catch you in the next one.
J'encule les sectes sataniques, les schizophrènes, les fanatiques, les homosexuels et les queens. Et j'encule ma cousine, j'encule les cons, j'encule les nés. Et j'encule les armées, j'encule les cons, j'encule les nés. Et j'encule les armées, j'encule mon père, j'encule ma mère. Et j'encule ma grand-mère, j'encule mon père, j'encule ma mère. Et j'encule ma grand-mère, j'encule les serpillères, j'encule les ménagères, j'encule les serpillères, j'encule les ménagères.
Dan, y a quoi à bouffer aujourd'hui? Alors, en entrée, macédoine de légumes, céleri rémoulade. Ensuite, une endive au jambon et sa sauce béchamel. Enfin, en dessert, un fruit.
Services that we give them that make it easier, faster, more affordable for them to make the game? And how do you create a range of business models that they can use? Because a business model really enables them to perform all sorts of different types of business. Yeah, business models, tools, resources, all these provide choices, and it's increasingly choices for not only the developers, but the players themselves as well. For example, the feature that makes the player.
C'est sûr, je vais passer au tableau. Au tableau, comme à l'heure. Comment ça, vous l'avez pas fait? Messieurs, il y a beaucoup trop de devoirs. En plus, il y a la contre l'histoire. Je ne peux pas le savoir. Votre gardien correspondant.
When we launch that.
I think the one thing that we all miss.
Nous vivons tous dans le ventre d'un chien géant. Tout le monde le sait, mais personne ne dit rien du tout. Nous vivons tous dans le ventre d'un chien géant. Tout le monde le sait, mais personne ne dit rien. Nous sommes tous prisonniers de cet immonde bestiole, de ce satané clébard, de ce maudit cabron. Les politiques ferment les yeux, personne ne bouge. Pourtant il faudra bien un jour voir la réalité en face. Un chien géant, c'est comme un charbillon plus grand, et nous sommes tous enfermés dedans.
Ça fait du bien quand ça s'arrête.
Perspective through a game and what it means to shaping our perceptions, to what we talk about, to what we believe.
Un chien géant. C'est comme un chien mais en plus grand.
And we think about that all the time. So what we've done as a team is we're continuing to expand the set of developers who we're engaging with and bringing
Ouais, c'est passé des choses passionnantes.
We've actually more than doubled the number of developers that are making games for Xbox, and we saw lots of those games in the last day, which has been pretty cool. And the other thing that we did this year is for the first time ever, we actually have a presence in Africa. We have our first Xbox employee in Africa, specifically dedicated to working with creators in the region.
So what message would you like to leave for creators who are interested in starting in the industry?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. People say to me, gosh, I would really like to be part of the gaming industry. I'd love to make a game. How do I break through? How do I get involved? And I say, first of all, network. Talk to people, meet people, connect with people, just how you and I connected actually at an industry event, which we met at, which was super fun. You know, build that network and that connectivity because it's so critical in every industry, like particularly in gaming, right? You know, go to industry conferences like GDC, meet people, learn, try that out. And if you're interested in making a game for Xbox, you can actually go to github.com. You can actually download the Xbox Game Developer.
Mais emmenez-moi à la préfecture, je m'amuserai plus à la préfecture.
You can also submit it online through ID@xbox.com, and then you can self-publish to Xbox, which is another great way. And of course, if you actually want to get involved in the industry, all
Xbox,
are great.
Vous faites de la merde.
I'm biased, obviously.
I mean, hey, you have every right to be so. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today. And also, thank you to all the viewers for tuning in.
Allez, 10 minutes à tenir.
So many amazing developers on today's show. Now, before we finish, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Sa coupe de cheveux, on dirait une glace vanille fraise. Eh ben moi, je disais que ça ressemble à un gâteau. On est d'accord, ça ressemble à de la bouffe en tout cas.
And how incredibly powerful it is. I mean, when we were talking about that,
on dirait un gâteau, là, l'espèce de truc Mamie Brossard. Oh, putain, mais quel... Je me ferai pas avoir l'année prochaine, hein.
And it was through that I got to know the team making Stalker 2 really well. And I actually got to intro that game last year in the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was just incredible. And you know, the thing was, when I was looking at that game last year, and I was looking at the story that they were telling, and they were talking about the beauty of the land and their dedication to their culture and their country, and I thought, wow, this is a cool game. This is a compelling story. But sitting here today, you know, recognizing that that team is Ukrainian, they were based
oh, l'instant Ukraine. Mais oui, on sait que leur jeu est repoussé, on sait qu'il y a la guerre. Bande de cons, vous faites du jeu vidéo, pas de la politique. Vous nous pétez les couilles.
You know, this is a team who's talking about their culture, talking about fighting for the existence of being a nation, of being a people, of having their own language. And now we all, as a world, have gotten to see how tenuous that, in fact, is. And it's an honor, frankly, to be part of this industry and to have the opportunity to uplift their voices and to let their story be told through a gaming experience, especially knowing what we know now about the situation in Ukraine. And as part of that, they actually shared with us something that they wanted us to share with all of you today as part of the show.
Ah! Ah! Attendez.
Yes. Здесь кипела работа, идеи, она не останавливалась. 3 месяца назад началась война России с Украиной.
Шок-код, рабочий день начинается с тривоги.
Під час сильних обстрілів ми біжимо в укриття.
Це переноска для мого кота, який загинув ще в перший тиждень.
Je vais passer pour un connard cruel, mais
Виходиш днем сирена, днем ще роботи надо.
on est dans un show de jeux vidéo, bordel de merde!
Це моє робоче місце.
Вже 3-й місяць я живу і працюю в коридорі. Зі мною живе одноокий пес, врятований з-під обстрілу в Гостомелі. Зараз мені важко писати квести про війну, коли вона йде навколо.
Так работает в перерывах между сиренами і волонтерськими задачами.
Світ ще побачить, наскільки в нас класна культура, і в тому числі наскільки класні ігри ми можемо робити.
Меня зовут Александр. Я являюсь сотрудником компании GSK. Я с Мариуполя. С начала боевых действий была потеряна связь с моими родными и близкими. И это непередаваемое, ужасное чувство, когда ты не знаешь, живы они или нет.
Я Дмитро Ясенєв, розробник Сталкера. Ніколи не міг уявити, що в 21 столітті в центрі Європи може статися повномасштабна війна.
Я Олексій Іванов, ком'юніті-менеджер проекту Stalker 2. Зі зброєю в руках захищаю свою країну від російської агресії.
Привіт, я Макс, наративний дизайнер гри Stalker 2. Після перемоги я до неї повернуся. Побачимось на релізі. Слава Україні!
C'est une blague. Les messages politiques comme ça, enfin, je suis désolé, hein. Je suis... Évidemment, ce qui se passe est absolument horrible, mais bordel de merde.
Last question, Dr. Dallin. Are you sure the perimeter surrounding
Je trouve ça tellement déplacé.
powerful emission were to occur, we would listen.
The zone has remained stable for years. Besides, we didn't establish the most advanced institution in human history without first guaranteeing its safety.
Un documentaire dédié à ça, ça doit être passionnant. Je signe pour, mais balancer ce genre de message en plein live, je trouve ça abject.
How big are these risks exactly?
The zone reveals
Tout le monde va applaudir, effectivement, je trouve ça abject.
stick with the old one, fearing change. But tell me, do you want our descendants to remember us as cowards? Or as those
Ah, je suis énervé là.
to venture forward to a new, better humanity?
Alors, je tiens à dire que Stalker 2 est un des jeux que j'attends le plus, les gars. Hein.
A similar incident happened in our region quite ruining homes and livelihoods. However, city officials urge people to stay calm, assuring them the situation is totally under control.
La politique n'a pas sa place dans le divertissement de cette manière-là. Je peux pas comprendre. Je suis peut-être trop réac. Ça doit être ça, hein. Je dois être un réac en fait, ça doit être ça. Mais mon Dieu, mais c'est pas possible. Ouais, ça m'a un petit peu...
J'ai pas les couilles à la merde.
D'accord.
Our community building an ever-evolving catalogue of new player-created Hot Wheels events that everyone will enjoy.
They all sound absolutely incredible, Mike, but I'm going to ask you the most important question in the room. Can you tell me a bit more about the car?
The Diora 2, the Hero. Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels introduces the most extreme tracks we've seen yet in Forza. So we've added some new extreme track toys and hypercars to go with them.
Love that.
I want to call out the Hennessy Venom scene before.
So we know Forza Horizon...
First for Forza, you can join up with your friends and play from the very start of the experience in co-op. You and your friends will then take on a new campaign, moving your way up through faster and faster car classes until you unlock the extreme speed of X-Class and become a Hot Wheels legend. You can also choose to take on the world in Horizon Open or team up with your friends to take on a team of drivatars in the Horizon Tour.
Ooh, I absolutely love that. Final question now, though. When can we expect to play?
Je vais pas plus commenter. Bonne soirée.